It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Stone Brewing Company's go-to IPA on the Krups, the subcompact, coming in at 4.7% ABV, the 2 litre Torps. Why am I doing this and not showing you? Well, I forgot to do my introduction. I've already loaded the beer into the machine. But we're going to rewind a little bit and show you how to load the Torp into the machine, and then we're going to get into the review. Next, we're going to get straight in to the Stone go-to IPA, how to load it. So you open the top here. There's a line in the bottom. Grab your line. That simply, can you see, simply goes into the top. Again, push down. Oh, Jesus, that's it. That was the hardest one we've done yet. And then you open your door. I've made sure on the Krups compact that the light has gone green. It just makes things kind of, it seems to make it work quicker, and you know, get your beer ready nice and quick. If you get the machine, get down to the green light and then you load your Torp. So back edge first, into the machine, lift your nozzle off. That goes in like that. Click that in. Tap back on. Shut your door. And you can just hear the fan kicking in on the Krups. Okay, so it's time to pour the Stone go-to IPA. Got a little bit of a tip for you with the pour. Always make sure the light is green. And then straight down with the handle. And back up again. Very quickly. The reason being is this. You will always on the Krups, the subcompact, when you're pulling that first bit of beer through the line, it will always create a big foamy head. Now there's beer in the line, what you can do, you can either throw away that foam, or it's just as easy for me to do this with it. Go on. Why does the foam taste so funny? That's a question for the comments box. Why does the foam taste so funny? Whoa! Right, so hopefully now we should get a better pour on this beer. Ideally, I could probably rinse my glass, but let's get into it. Temper. Right. This doesn't seem to... What is that? I mean, come on, for goodness sake. What I could do, I could stand here for minutes and minutes and minutes messing about, pouring this beer. I think what I'll do, I'll cut this, make sure the beer's poured out properly, and then I'll come back when I got a nice glass of beer and I'll tell you just how long it took me to pour. Okay, so we have our glass of Stone go-to IPA. It took a few minutes to sort itself out, to pour it to the top. I think sometimes, if that was a Heineken, or if that was this machine has been designed for Heineken, really. It's a Heineken own kind of, it's a Heineken idea, a Heineken company. It's made for Heineken. If that was Heineken, it would have poured out fantastically well. Green light, poured a bit through the line, tasted the beer, poured it back through properly once the line is full of beer. Shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. This took a couple of minutes, but what I will say is I would rather wait a couple of minutes and have a really decent keg version of Stone's go-to IPA than if I was to say have it out of a can or a bottle, because I still believe that keg beer made at the brewery, filled at the brewery, sent to the UK is still better than cans and bottles. So, beer in the glass, an amber coloured ale, slow moving carbonation, looks very good. It's got a nice tight head on it. Have a look as you rock the beer back and forth. You can see the carbonation chasing the head up the glass. Let's get the aroma. Oh yeah, and that's as per usual with Stone Brewing Company in America. If you haven't tried anything from Stone Brewing Company, you must, because it's, for me, fantastic beer from California in America. It's just grapefruity and tropical and punchy and piney and fleshy blood orange and a bit of tangerine. Smells amazing. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Oh, yeah, so good. I think I prefer that to the Stone IPA that I had. I had a Torp of Stone IPA, 7% ABV. That's 4.7. To be honest with you, Stone the Crows, by the way, Stone the Crows, I think I would prefer this 4.7% ABV version. It's much more drinkable, it's much more refreshing. Stone have produced such a chuggable beer here. They really have. Look at the foam look, caught around the top of the glass. Look at that. But have a look at that. Look at that beer washing around in the glass. Absolutely wonderful. Smells great. Really pungent aroma. Really kind of tropical, tangerine-like aroma. And it's a beer that you never really want it to leave your mouth. It's a beer that you always want to be sipping and drinking and trying. The carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releases more of that flavour. This is top stuff. Top stuff. You can pick this beer up from Beowulf. I always get them mixed up, the other beer and Beowulf. But you can pick this up from Beowulf. I strongly suggest you do. If you're a fan of Session IPA, this will be right up your street. It's a 2 litre Torp, so there's about between 4 and 5 pints in there for you. I think for the money, I think this Torp was about £9. Maybe a bit more, maybe about £11. Yeah, about £11, but you're getting 4 pints. 4.5 pints of fantastically brewed Session IPA from America. It's not brewed over in the UK, it's not contract brewed in Belgium. This is American beer straight from an American brewery. Fresh in the keg. I used to get super excited when Brewdog, I still do, but when it's open, it's still 2021 and the pubs are still closed. But when Brewdog in Cardiff are open, years ago they used to have a big, fantastic relationship with Stone. I used to always have the Stone beers on keg. and I used to be super excited that I could go to a bar in Cardiff, get stone beer on keg, and really enjoy it, and it was like 7 or 8 miles away from me. If you told me back then, 2013, 2014, in that bar, that I wouldn't even have to leave my home to be able to drink keg Stone Brewing Company's beers, I would never have believed you. I would have asked the question, how? How is this even possible? It is possible. This little £100 machine, this little Krups, the subcompact, get yourself a keg, get them delivered, and enjoy this just wonderful, wonderful session IPA. Tropical, punchy, a little bit of sweetness to begin with, a little bit of bitterness on the back end, grapefruit, a little bit of passion fruit, orange peel, fleshy blood orange. Absolutely, absolutely wonderful, wonderful beer. I'm going to rate it. Just incredible. Absolutely incredible. For me, just to be able to get fresh stone beer on a keg in my bar, and the way it's tasting is wonderful. There was a bit of a issue with the pour, but I reckon the second beer now, I'm going to have another one after this, don't you worry about that. I reckon the second pour will be much better than the first. Give it a bit of time, give the machine a bit of time, it will kind of pour great beer for you eventually. But I like the beer enough to give it, this for me is top end stone beer. It's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!